It's time to get rambling with your host of the Rambling Bout Wrestling Podcast, Nick Pearl. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Rambling Bout Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Pearl, and today I'm joined by my cousin Eamon, making his reappearance after a couple of episodes. He doesn't show up as much, but he's here. And Jesse Legend, as he was.
Jesse Legend.
How we doing, guys?
Doing well.
Doing fantastic today, sir.
I'm glad to hear it. We got the Wednesday crew back together with the addition of Jesse. I'm sure he'll be joining us a bunch more in the future. But we got a couple of things that I want to talk about today. First of all, we just watched AEW Dynamite. Thought it was a good show. Pretty solid heading into Dynasty.
You want to talk about that main event?
I'm all ears.
You think Tony's losing?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they're pushing Bane to the moon.
The only thing that's got me some skepticism, though, is Megan Bane's wrestling on, like, the GCW shows Mania weekend. Like, I don't know if they're going to bring the AEW championship to GCW, you know what I mean? Like, knowing, like, what's going on between both companies at the moment.
I didn't even think of Megan Bain wrestling in GCW and any other companies, but she definitely should be beating Toni Storm. I know Tony just got the belt back.
Oh, she's wrestling Bozilla.
Oh, she's wrestling Bozilla?
Yeah.
At Spring Break?
Yeah, so again, that's a match I could see her losing as well. So I don't know if they're going to give her the belt and, you know, have her going on all these shows. So that's my only skepticism there.
The only thing, though, is she did win tonight, which I don't love, because usually in history, it means that she's losing at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's a tough call, because like they're trying to rebuild this women's division. They got so many good stars. Megan Bain beating Tony, it could just be Tony getting the win back, or you pull like a John Cena type of thing with Brock Lesnar, and Megan Bain just squashes Tony at the pay-per-view.
I mean, I could also see Tony keeping the belt as well. She's probably the most overact in the entire company.
Right, but if not Bane, then who?
If not Bane, then Jamie Hayter.
Okay.
She's been off TV. You can't push her right into
She's
the
got a
title
match
scene
on
again.
Collision.
Oh, she's back?
Yeah, she's versing Queen Amanita.
I guess I missed it. I love Aminata. You say her name right.
Aminata.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, women's division definitely picking up in that company. Toni Storm, I was thinking she's got to be like, she's in my top 5 top women's wrestlers in all of wrestling right now.
I think she's currently 1 or 2.
Who would you have ahead of her?
Rhea Ripley, but I do think Tony's catalog over the past couple of years has been better than hers.
I'm just glad she's doing something instead of being the generic Australian rock star that she was. She's got something good now, finally, and the crowd loves her for it. Dynamite was fantastic. Now, Jesse, here's my question to you.
Okay.
What show did you enjoy more? Did you enjoy AEW Dynamite tonight, or did you enjoy NXT last night more? Because I know you're a huge fan of NXT.
I think the promos in NXT last night were fantastic. The Ricky Saints and the Sean Spears was good. The match quality of tonight, which I don't usually say in AEW, was very, very impressive.
Yeah, NXT was more promo heavy.
You also have to pair it up with decent wrestling, and NXT right now is slumping in that category.
I can't believe he admitted it.
I say it how it is.
They need a men's division badly. Like Ricky Saints, I guess will fit in there, but
He's going for the North American title. They want to belt him up. He's the fresh new face. Let's put AEW wrestler against AEW wrestler. That's next week. They're going to give him the belt before their biggest show of the year and Stand and Deliver, and it's going to be the dumbest thing. Why don't you just belt him up at the show?
well, maybe he loses though. There'll be some shenanigans, right? Doesn't he have a crew?
Yeah, Sean Spears does have his group. I don't know. The rest of NXT, other than Stephanie Vaquer in the promos, it happened.
Yeah.
I had to turn it off, and that happens sometimes. And I'm not hating on NXT because I do like NXT. I am a fan. I just had to turn it off.
No, it definitely happens.
All right, let's talk about a promotion that's having their television show tomorrow. Gail Kim in TNA.
How dumb can you be to take away your biggest women's presence behind the scenes that pushes all your top talent? How dumb can you be just to fire her and say, oh, it's because of changes? It's nothing you did. We're having changes behind the scenes. And you just toss her aside, pissing off your entire company. All your women stars go to Twitter saying, what the hell's going on? This is stupid. This is bullcrap. People are saying that they're just going to leave the company now. They're going to follow her, much like when Scott D'Amore left. All of his guys left. Mike Bailey, Josh Alexander, Giselle Shaw. They all left the company with him. And the same is going to be happening with Gail Kim. Everybody loved her. What a dumb move. And you know what that means? WWE is going to buy TNA. Is that good for the wrestling business? I don't think it's a good move. I think it's horrible. WWE buys all the competition. Thank God AEW still exists. I mean, AEW bought Ring of Honor.
Jesse, do you think it is a good thing that they're purchased, or like what? Like, how do you feel about it? Like, if a possible sale?
First, I would love TNA to figure it out and be a successful company because I actually like TNA.
I do too. They just make stupid decisions.
Yeah, they just find ways to ruin it.
I have always said they take one step forward and two steps back.
But what does it mean when WWE buys the company? Like, are they just not going to do TNA anymore? Or are they just going to be in control of it?
I think they're gonna own it, and I mean, but then like, I don't know what you do. Like, how does the hierarchy work? Is NXT going to be the official third brand, or are you going to make TNA the third brand?
Well,
like,
I think you just keep TNA as it is, but with WWE production.
What are the pay-per-views on there? Isn't it on like an Endeavor owned?
TNA Plus.
But isn't that run by Endeavor, which is TKO?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. TKO does like own. I guess they own TNA 2 already, right? Endeavor.
Yeah.
It's some
Or it's like a
really
partnership
weird,
of some sort.
some type of partnership. But it just, if you turn TNA on, you look at the episodes that we've had in the last couple of weeks. It's all past WWE guys. You got Elijah in there. You got Primo and Epico. Great stars that I'm glad they're back on television because I've always been fans of them. But you got them. Then you got NXT guys like Jakar Jackson, Lash Legend. Like, where's the TNA roster?
The last year or two, like, they had a good run of TV, and their top stars all left. Bailey Alexander went to AEW. Jordan Grace went to WWE. Yeah, Naomi went back to WWE.
Mia Yim was there too. It's like they go to TNA to rebuild their careers just to leave.
That's always been their problem. Guys go there for like 1 to 2 years and then bounce.
Well, TNA also doesn't sign them. They sign them to really weird contracts. And then you got like the Hardys who weren't under contract. They won the tag titles and then signed their contract. You had Dolph Ziggler. Nick Nemeth was the world champion on a per appearance deal. You don't do per appearance deals and get away with it without a bunch of your stars just leaving. You need to lock them down.
Joe Hendry's gone.
Yeah.
Like, he's out of there. Like, Moose, I think Moose is a company guy, but like, I could see
He was a Scott guy.
Yeah, I could see him taking that WWE money. Maybe what's his name? Von Wagner could go to TNA.
He was one of the highlights of AEW tonight. I didn't catch that he was there. Maybe I saw this. So you got Max Caster saying that he's the best wrestler alive. What if Von Wagner actually believes it and wants to learn under him?
There's no way that AEW didn't think that we would not know who that is.
Nah, they did it for a reason.
Right.
And honestly, they probably see some potential in Von Wagner because he was getting a little bit better. He just needs a mouthpiece. He can't talk for his life. But speaking of somebody that's been making a splash, much like Von Wagner did on AEW Dynamite, we got to talk about John Cena.
Now, let me ask you a question, Nick.
Sure.
Does any part of these recent promos feel a little forced to you?
In what way? Forced to them building to a match, or
No.
forced as in John Cena broke up with us?
Right. Like, I'm not feeling that he's this bad guy. Like, I know, like, he's playing this I feel like he's very much playing a character, but I'm not believing it as much. He's still wearing the same clothes, coming out to the same stuff, just talking with a more evil tone now, basically.
This is the old John Cena that we've had for years, being an actor. This is the actor John Cena
Yes.
playing a bad guy, refusing to change all the old tricks.
I think they're scared of the fans not booing him.
And so they're going heavy on it.
Yeah, I think that's what the thing. I think that's what it is. I think they're scared of the fans like not booing him. They want to make him a convincing heel. Like they want him to be like a mega heel going into it. And like you saw, like when he came in in Italy on Raw, he got like a mixed reaction.
And he's always going to get those mixed reactions. That's what he's been getting.
Now that he's heel, everyone's like, yeah, finally. Like we wanted to see him be a heel, so everyone's like kind of happy to see him. So it's like a double-edged sword.
Is SmackDown even a thing anymore? They do all their promos on Raw for those championships.
You know they have Andrade. He's a SmackDown superstar. It's a 3-hour show, and he hasn't been on there in weeks.
But let me tell you, SmackDown has a tag division.
That's the only thing they have. That's the only thing they have.
And they're doing a good job with it.
It is. I think it's the best tag division in wrestling.
Anyway, back to John Cena. It's just a really weird build. It hasn't been a road to WrestleMania since he turned heel. He was very brutal when he attacked Cody and all that shenanigans that went down. Then he comes out and focuses on the crowd, focusing on the kids. Why? Don't you think he'd want to be pissed off at Cody? He was a little pissed. Then Cody comes out, and Cody doesn't even punch him in the face. He says all Cody says is, this is not the John Cena I want at WrestleMania. I want John Cena. I don't want this crap that's in the ring. Like I said, Cena's playing a character. It's not going to be convincing. Cena's not going to show the ruthless aggression until he loses to Cody and starts to get desperate. We need desperate John Cena, not this whatever we're getting. I don't need him to point to every kid in the crowd. You're wearing my shirt. You're not supporting me. Don't you think if you're wearing a shirt, you are supporting someone?
And where is The Rock with all of this? Not once has it been mentioned why they teamed up at all.
Nope, they didn't mention The Rock in the first promo segment they did. The second one, Pat McAfee mentioned him once, and that's it.
And now, I guarantee you he comes back maybe twice before Mania. It's very fast build. I don't really love it, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a third iteration of the same exact promo segment next week on Raw. 3 weeks, one more John Cena appearance, and then Cody Rhodes has to carry the rest of the build on his own.
That's it?
Yeah, something's got to go down.
They'll get a Rock appearance.
I don't know. We don't know if The Rock's even going to be at Mania. Nobody knows.
I just want to know why he agreed to be with The Rock in the first place. I don't even need The Rock there.
Yeah, they didn't even answer the question why he sold out. I think, honestly, though, to be a heel, that's not a bad thing. You're not explaining yourself. People want the answer. His thing is that he's not giving the people anything. So it does make sense.
But it's been a very uninspiring build.
I think it's a very hit or miss.
The card is potentially better than last year. It's just the build. Triple H, I don't think he's done a really good road to WrestleMania in a very long time. He has those one moment. All right, then let's have a couple of weeks of TV. Then we'll do another moment. And then a couple of weeks. Oh, let's let Gunther wrestle now.
Yeah, Gunther, Jey Uso. Like, what's your thoughts on that, dude? Like the recent botches in the last couple of weeks.
I like that they're putting it in the story. I think it's something different. And now that they got Jimmy in there,
it's a good beat. But do you think like, do you think the crowd's turning on him? Or is the crowd turning on him, or no? Not really.
No, crowd's not turning. Crowd's gonna go nuts in person. It's the people that are turning on Jay, or the people that go on Twitter like us and scroll through. That's the people that are turning on Jay. I love Jay. I'm not turning. But everybody in the crowd, they're all fans of Jay. They're doing a character arc with him that should be taking place over the course of 2-3 months in 2 to 3 weeks. That's the issue you're going to have. And at WrestleMania, Jey Uso, he should be beating Gunther. What is it, his third time wrestling him?
Yeah.
He should be beating him. That's it. Let him have a 2-month reign and then give it to somebody else.
It doesn't help when he's also going next to the biggest superstar ever to be seen in his retirement tour. Doesn't bring so much attention to his storyline.
Main event Jey Uso is opening the WrestleMania card.
Which I think is crazy. Like, you should be getting the main event if you win the Royal Rumble. And especially, like, if you're trying to crown, like, a new top guy. Like, they're not convincing me or anybody that Jey Uso could be a champion for longer than 6 months or something like that.
Hopefully there's more than just super kicks and chops this year.
Gunther's going to work him through a good match.
Gunther will make him look like $1 million. Gunther will go away and maybe he'll just win the belt back after.
I do think Gunther needs some time off in general. We need a new world title picture.
It started to finally pick up, like Damian Priest. It was just picking up, and then he lost the belt. I don't know. They like to tread water. But we'll see how it all goes. WrestleMania is in 3 weeks. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a good time. I wish you guys were going to be there with me.
I know.
I have been Nick Pearl, your host of the Rambling Bout Wrestling Podcast, as always. That has been my cousin Eamon. He's got the shades on, so I decided to put my own on.
Yes, sir.
And then Jesse Legend. Let's keep rambling, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one.